Hello everyone. This video I would like to show you what I have built before. Now this server that I'm currently showing you, they have done a reset. They have archived the stuff that I have built, so I can no longer really make any progress on this, as anything I pick up will only exist in this archive area, and I can't bring anything into it either. So this is on EcoCityCraft. It is a economy server, and basically what you do on it is you build a town and pray that somebody is going to come in and buy a plot of your land, but that doesn't happen. So you build a big city and it's empty. It will stay empty. But this was my opening area. So this is where this 2-floor area. I guess I got more floors. I forgot. Okay, so incomplete floor up here. But anyway, this building is where on the ground floor you would come in and it'd be where you would appear when you used the warp command to get to my town. And this stuff never finished. This was going to be like ejects the cart on its own and get rid of it, but the redstone is kind of cramped up here. I didn't think of it ahead of time. It was an afterthought. Plus this server has pistons banned or disabled, old hoppers disabled, beacons disabled. You have to buy the right to put an anvil down. But anyway, so the idea was I took a extreme hills biome and I wanted to carve a city out of it. What I was going to do was have these glass roads, different color in each compass direction, and the area below it, that was originally planned to go all the way down to bedrock. The closest I got was I did this area, and I mean, I was already carving that much down on this spot, even more down over there. This was a mountain. Now it's a glass globe with water in it. I wish I could fly up there right now for you, but it kinda doesn't have... I used to have the ability to fly on this. That does not translate into the archive world though. So it just, I can't fly around and show it to you. I have to walk. This was my first little outpost for stuff. So being it's an economy server, as I filled up my inventory mining the roads out, I would put them in these trade signs. I'd tell a couple vendors come and get it, and they'd come and buy it up to sell it to other players. This was a little park that I made, and this is a hotel. It's got the same rooms on every floor. Here's one person that I got to actually come in here, but here's an empty one. Every room has the same stuff. Wonder if he left anything in here. Lots of normal stuff. What? That's kind of funny. Fear of drowning, I guess. AJM 2002. And if we go up, I sold this penthouse to a relative of mine, and they used it for a little bit, and then they were done with it. They got so much faster on the server than I did, and yeah, it just kind of they made it all the way in just a few days. And my brother built this pool in the back because we both ran this, and I wish you could see the walls a little better. I can't remember what that bottom one is. Not that it matters. next up, we got this little house here. I sold it to a friend that I got to come in and play a little bit, and that was about it for them. And then this one, I just designed it to be ugly. It's just like an upside down monster that you can live inside. Each of the sides, other than this one, each of these have eyes pointing in different directions. I built it purely to be ugly. Built this park here because I felt like things were getting a little too cumbersome and always houses and stuff. So I built that. I never finished that spot. This part was to be mined out. Now the original idea was to sell people the plots of land, and they would carve a house out of it, make a building out of each section. That wasn't popular. So like, here's an example of that. So I sold this guy this section, and he could do anything he wanted with it. It was divided up with that, and they didn't do anything with it. And I gave that spot to my sister. She built that ugly-ish house. Not the best house, but not the worst house. And then I mined out this entire area that's surrounded with this red glass. And let's take a look inside. So let's see. She's got normal stuff, and a nether star. Nether stars are rewards on this server when you vote for them. And then, unfortunately, sunflowers always face the same way. And that's pretty much there is to that. Over here, there's nothing but just the corner of the town. I thought that eventually, when I got all this done, I would annex the sides into the town touching my area, but that never happened. I think this ladder, I think I put it here when I was first mining out this area when it was brand new, when I first got this land to make a town. And yeah, it's not really the thing to show. I wish I could jump down there for you, but I don't have my feather falling boots that I used when I built this place. I'm gonna have to jump down anyway. Ooh. Right there is just a little bit of transition for where the compass directions meet. Here's another house that was kind of a plot that at least they mined a little bit of it out. But they didn't do much with it, and they disappeared. And then here's just a set of houses that I built based off of a video where there are houses that fit within one chunk. I didn't furnish them at all. I guess I left that in there, but otherwise they're the same on both. So here's that globe again here, and this area went from being like just a carved tunnel through the mountain to me digging out the area to fit the glass in, and then digging out as much as I could before I got bored of the area that I encompassed in glass. Then I made these pillars, and a friend built built this, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna leave that there, and I never built the fourth pillar. But this decoration stuff, inspired by Grian, and I found out from him by trying to figure out how to make a garden look good. This is a baseball stadium that I thought I was going to get shops set up inside, but that didn't happen because I didn't get anybody to permanently join my town because they're all off making their own towns. And I basically commissioned this baseball field, and it was impressive. I I had no idea that you could do this at the time with grass blocks. I didn't know a path was a thing. And basically, you just get a couple people to put on some gear, play baseball with the sticks and snowballs, and at night it lights up. I'll come back over here, or we'll take a look at it from afar once the sun sets. Over here, I decided to do a little bit of a giant farm. Last time I checked on this farm, I had to replant it all because somebody had taken it all. And looks like either I didn't finish replanting it all, or they did it again. I put a giant sign there, replant. But yeah, that was gonna be like, I would have annexed that part next, and it would have been just wheat everywhere. But nope, not happening. Here is my farm. I've got potatoes on the bottom, beets, melons, pumpkins, and then a blank area, and then I've got wheat up here. I harvested some of this a little bit ago while I was checking to see everything was looking right before I started recording. And let's replant that. And up here, I started work on this, but did not fully complete it. Now this was another spot where I didn't actually finish mining it down, but it wasn't that intimidating, and I thought it looked kind of nice, so I was leaving it there for pretty much just to leave it there. Now with these roads they were being intended to go down to bedrock, I wanted to have multiple levels of city. So like you would, if you built on this level, you would have like a 32 block building height. It is what I was thinking, and then you go down a little bit, and then there's another area that they also have a building limit height that is designed to keep them from building into those who have built on the main level. Let's actually go down there. I mined out this entire area and made it be a mushroom biome cave. This entire thing was solid. And remember, there are no beacons, and I did this with nobody helping me. So this was a few days, solid days of work, and then I just put, what do they call this again? Mycelium everywhere, and then I moved on to the next theme somewhere. Now, down there, that is the only hollow spot out of all of this. It was that solid. Here is a little bit of a storage area that I built. It was mostly public, but with LWC, I locked what I needed to lock. This just goes under the glass, and yeah, so people started taking some stuff from these instead of anything, so I just started locking the ones that I was using. This one, though, I would lock this one over and over, but I would always be missing stuff out of it, and I'd come back to it, and it was never actually locked, and I just stopped using it, put a sign over it, basically saying this is cursed, don't use it. Now, right there, I decided to build something artsy, so I kind of built like a Galleria type thing with ice, water, and like kind of like a cake style to it. Like, I just got really creative with this one, and it's just filled with balconies and top level up here and all of this. Let's go back down, and oop, I fell. Alright, now, now that bridge over there, it just leads to an area that I flattened out, and it took forever to flatten because I was bringing it up, so I was placing dirt forever. And the idea was actually get somebody to buy a piece of land and do what they want with it. So anyway, this is my front porch, which is where I operated out of, and I'm going to take you up there now. I never realized how much work it took to get to my front door, because I had Fly, and I also had the home set for up here, so I would just teleport up here really. But yeah, you can get here we go. We have a better view of my globe here. Oh, I gotta show you the baseball field while it's dark out. Alright, some chunks aren't loaded. Okay, there we go. Let's get a better angle. Yeah. Alright, so back to showing you where my base was. So my base was this big castle on the tallest hill in the city. And I built this chain link fence or rope bridge type thing. I was thinking to myself, like, that's something they should add in. They should add rope. Let it drip down a little bit. And then, so I have that ability on the server to make gates that do that. One of their mods, just my wall of furnaces, and then another storage area down here, and some broken water because they used the sponges that make water just vanish. And I just kind of labeled some of these. Some of them I ended up clearing out a lot of, but I have a lot of smooth stone due to the pickaxe that I used. Now, it's a shame. I could build my feather falling boots here. Well, I could build the boots, but I wouldn't be able to enchant them because they do, like, sell an enchantment by clicking on a sign. Or buy an enchantment, I mean, so... yeah, nothing in there good, so I jumped back up here. Oh, yeah, I never got this stuff moved down, but here's my diamond pickaxe. I had another pickaxe, but I lost it due to not getting on the server in 2 weeks, and it just kind of got erased because it was in my inventory instead of one of these boxes. Look at got name tags. Didn't realize what name tags did. had a lot of maps I was trying to do something with, but it was like not lining up right. I wasn't realizing that my town wasn't lined up right for a map to be used. This living room, it's really just a room I pass through to get to where my bed is. And I got that little amount of stuff, and I've got my bed. Let's take a nap. I'm even covered up. So what I did is I just put that there. And yeah, so, and here's a chest that I put my stuff in. Now, that's a chest I put my stuff in order to have somebody else fix it, because mending is not something you can get on this server. Instead, you have to get somebody with the repair command to repair your stuff. And there's a nice view of everything. And if I go up here, this is incomplete. So, helicopter landing pad up there. There's the hotel. There's the trading outpost, the ugly house. And then this was going to be the sky level for building. I was going to sell more plots of land up in the sky, and it would just be extra height to my entire plan here. Oh, here's where I am keeping this is where I was holding onto my money and my XP, so that way I could get off the server for an extended amount of time. This is an extra piece I built onto the castle so it didn't look so stupid. I don't know why that's Trump themed. I think that was before he ran for president. And then this is just saying, go that way if I need clay. Next is my brother's little house here. I basically let him build a house over an overhang. And he didn't really play it too much because I made him do work on it. And he likes armor stands. Like, he really likes armor stands. Now, I was worried that he was going to go down too far, so I was probably like telling him, careful. But he never ended up going in and filling up the next room down. So, yeah. So, instead of going the long way, I am just going to find the waterfall. Oh, and he came up with... One of us came up with this tree. I don't remember who. Yeah, so... Okay, maybe he wasn't over the overhang. I thought he was. Anyway, this is a... This branch here is a big, long minecart track that loops around in a plus shape. It was not as useful as I thought it would be. Oh, I decided to come down and show you this because it was important, but I forgot that I have a secret entrance up there. I hope I don't die. Oh, good. I died. I got hurt earlier on, a few weeks, a month or two ago from doing this, but yeah, so you just climb back up with the vines. So this was going to be my very lowest level of where I would sell land from. Obviously, I did not get very far in this, just got a couple directions, and that was it. There's literally nothing for me to show down here because it's really just from digging in a couple directions and running into lava in a few other directions, and that's it. So I'm I'm going to cut this video and climb up here. I have one more thing to show, and it is basically a structure that existed prior to us claiming this land. And it is over here in the corner underneath my castle. And it's this wooden structure here. Now, when I cut this road, I kind of had to deal with this pre-existing ladder that I wanted to preserve and not get rid of. So that's why this is weird like that. And they didn't really leave anything. I think I might have thrown this stuff in here. I'm not sure. Looks like somebody griefed a couple blocks out of it. And then they had this diving board. And then the doors take you back to getting right back up. And that's a little bit of a thing that my brother didn't realize what coordinates to stay within. And then, so we just left it be. Nobody ever touched it. And this was going to be a modern house on the level of down by 1. Other than that, that's all of the structures that I can show you for this particular project here, being Earth City. Oh, except for that up there. Let's go get that. Alright, so this lift up takes us to that. This is in the shape of an unfortunate piece of hype called No Man's Sky. Let's turn up the video settings so that way this can do what it's supposed to do. Looks like it's still not able to reach the corners, but that is still really cool to look at. Actually, I am going to jump off of here to get the screenshot. Okay, I don't have bread anymore, but that's okay. I don't have much left to show you here. The last and final thing is just that flat area that I told you, and it's pretty underwhelming. So I just built a wall to make everything match the height of my glass roads and put grass everywhere. Made a little tree farm. And there's a river over here. I had to put a ladder there because in case anybody fell in, I wouldn't have to like travel forever. I'm real bummed out that this didn't turn into anything. I mean, it still could, but I would be putting in extra work due to no enchantments, no beacons, no anything. No, not even fly or access to the mining world's loot. Because the mining world is just an extra map that is reset monthly so people can get all its resources. Now, one last area that I have to show you on this server, as far as like what I've built. I have one plot of land in this expanded area here. It's not this. This is somebody built this before I got on the server. But I'm going to find it. We're going to see what people have built as I look for it. And I'm hoping that it's this way. I feel like it's this way. And let's take a look at what people have. Nice little pagoda. I don't think that one's worth looking at. It's too big. And that one is empty. That one's something. I wonder what that's supposed to be. Horse stables. No griefing or stealing horses. There's no horses in there though. Melon farm. Melons are very profitable on this server. A little market that nobody used. I looked at it a few times, found it only a couple times when I was up until the point that I realized it wasn't worth looking at. Nice solid tree here. It looks like a tree house. It's a fairy home. Let's see. Oh, it's just... Oh, that's kind of nice. And this one is empty. Oh, there's my house. Not this one. This one is kind of lousy. Let's see what's in this lousy one. Nothing. But looks like they were kind of using it. And I've already found what I need. That's not going to be useful at all. I guess I could technically make one, but okay, so here's mine. This was the first house that I built on this server that was not in an area that was forbidden. The owner of this town did not explain to me the rules before they gave me a spot to live. Eventually, I found out that I'm not allowed to build underground. But I had already done that. Luckily, at that point, I had already started my other town, the one that I showed you. And I didn't need this one anymore. So once I noticed that they had removed my ability to like change any blocks in this area, and like, see, like that, I checked to see if I could retrieve my stuff, and I could. So I grabbed all my stuff and I ditched this build. But this is the reason I probably got evicted, is because of this, because I did not have the roles pointed out to me. And I'll show you more of under there in a minute. But first, we got this. So, first, my brother was just all about making his house taller than mine. So he made this ugly thing that it just had whatever blocks he could find, and he was using the entirety of his plot. So, like how mine is on a small plot and it's touching the edges, his is on a larger plot, and his used to be touching the edges. Like, his was out to here. And we just kind of, like, we took it apart, and as we took it apart, we started building this Japanese-inspired house, and and yeah, there's a little trade sign there, and if we just go up here, he has spots that he let other people that we were playing with use that didn't have places of their own either. And from the top, it's kind of nice. You get this nice view of this place. Let's up our render distance again. maybe I should keep it up, because I guess I gotta walk back over that way for it to render that. So whenever I give tours from now on, I will up my render distance. But since it's not going to do anything right now, let's take that back down. And then I'm going to go all the way down this ladder. We're going to go into his basement that I helped him dig out. That got him evicted as well. Oh, and if you notice, they're connected there. So that should have been a hint as to that we were both doing this. So they got rid of us both. And it's really just farms, and apparently farms were not allowed on this town either, but we were just starting out on this server. We knew that if we did this in the mining world, it would be gone, or it would be griefed, because it didn't, people are allowed to grief in the mining world. So but yeah, so we got this whole thing going on, and it makes it kind of like you can't have it, but we had it. I can't swim fast because this is actually running on the version before the aquatic update. But yeah, so let me know if you want to see more of this server. I can go and show you other builds, explore it a little bit, and just show what I find. And that's it for this one.